What's the deal, YouTube? What's the deal, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Right now, what we're waiting on is we are waiting on the official scorecards to be read. I have Daniel Cormier retaining the title, but we will wait for the official scorecards. A pretty good fight for the light heavyweight title. We'll go through the entire event here tonight for UFC 192. 48-47, Gustafsson. 48-47, Cormier. 49-46, Daniel Cormier pulls it out. So Daniel Cormier defeats Alexander Gustafsson in a one hell of a fight. Daniel Cormier has now beat Anthony Rumble Johnson and Alexander Gustafsson. Sorry, I always get his fucking name wrong. Big win for Daniel Cormier. And I think it pretty much solidifies now for me that he is the second best fighter in this division. I think you have to say that now. You have to give him that. He is the second best fighter in the light heavyweight division. We don't know when John Jones is going to come back. Both of these fighters bruised and bloody. In the third round, it looked like Alexander Gustafsson was going to be able to stop Daniel Cormier, but Daniel Cormier proving that he has heart, proving that he deserves this title. I thought Daniel Cormier was going to get beaten by Alexander Gustafsson. Sorry, God damn it. I continue to say his name incorrectly, but Daniel Cormier proving that he is indeed the champion. Now, what we're going to do is UFC 192. We will go over some of these. We'll go over some of these results. Let's start from Derek Lewis and Vitor Pesta. I got notes. I usually don't take notes on fights, but I do have notes on this one, on this event. So we'll go, usually when these events, I normally take notes. Most of the time I'm going off the cuff, but during these events, when I want to recap the entire event, I'll go off my notes. Derek Lewis defeats Vitor Pesta via TKO, third round. Chris Carriazo versus Sergio Pettis. Sergio Pettis defeats Chris Carriazo via unanimous decision, 29-27, 29-27, and 29-28. Sage Northcutt, I made a review on him earlier in the week. I was talking about how I thought what we're going to see, and he looked pretty special tonight. He defeats Francisco Trevina via TKO, first round. Angela Hill versus Rose. Rose, not... I'm horrible. I'm gonna fuck her. Rose versus Angela Hill. Rose defeats Angela Hill by rear naked choke. Islam versus Andrino Martins. Andrino Martins defeats Islam round one. Alan Joban versus Albert Tumanov. Albert Tumanov defeats Alan Joban via TKO. Daniel Hooker versus Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez defeats Daniel Hooker via unanimous decision. That unanimous decision was 30-27, 30-27, and 30-26. Jessica I versus Juliana Pena. Juliana Pena defeats Jessica I via unanimous decision, 29-27, 29-27, 29-27. And then she calls out Ronda Rousey at the end of that. I don't fucking understand that. But anyway, Ali Bagatinov versus Joseph Benavidez. Joseph Benavidez defeats Ali Bagatinov via unanimous decision, 30-27, 30-27, 29-28. Sean Jordan versus Ruslan, another name that I'm going to fuck up. Ruslan defeats Sean Jordan via unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 30-27. A young man who I am very proud of, Ryan Bader. If you got to watch that Machida fight, you know how much he has grown, because Machida made him look very amateur, and he defeats Rashad Evans, a returning Rashad Evans with some ring rust, but very proud of Ryan Bader. Probably the best fight I've ever seen him fight. Defeats Rashad Evans 30-27, 30-27, 30-27 across the board. And in the final fight of the night, and what a show of heart for Daniel Cormier, in trouble early, knockdown. I don't remember if that was the third or the second round. Let me look at my notes real quick. Yeah, it was the third round. Third round of the fight. Let's see how I got it. Big knee from Gustafsson, and Cormier is hurt. Cormier crashes to the floor, but Cormier crawls back to his feet. Gustafsson tries to get more strikes in, but Cormier even things up, and he grabs him. Final seconds of the round. They finish on the feet. Cormier was in real trouble. Now, Cormier showed me that he has heart, a lot of fucking heart. Getting knocked down, I thought that, to me, I thought Gustafsson was the better fighter. But Daniel Cormier with that fucking heart, man. All I can do is congratulate the man and say, now I can truly say that Daniel Cormier is indeed the second best fighter in the light heavyweight division behind Johnny Bones Jones. I did not want to see that rematch. I didn't, because I thought the Alexander Gustafsson rematch would have been a better one for John Jones, especially the way that the first one went. But that's the fight that it looks like we're going to see in the near future if Cormier continues to hold on to the title whenever John Jones comes back. Now, I did make a video earlier this week. John Jones pleaded guilty. He ends up getting probation. So we don't know what the time schedule is going to be for one John Jones and when he's going to come back. But when he comes back, we're probably going to see John Jones versus Daniel Cormier 2. Which the first fight to me wasn't a great fight, but that's the fight we're going to see. Daniel Cormier is showing that. You know what, though? Let me say this real quick before I finish this video and get ready to get the fuck out of here, because we got an early game tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Tomorrow is going to be my first time ever writing for ESPN. So I will be giving you guys that link. You'll be able to go over and check it out. Yes, I will be writing for ESPN tomorrow. It's my first time ever writing for ESPN. I'm going to be doing the final recap for the Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets. So you will get to see me writing. Of course, I will have an editor that I'm going to be working with, that I have to present my work to, but I will be writing for ESPN. There's a lot of great shit going on, man. I feel blessed. I feel blessed with everything that's positive that's happening. And I can say that it's because of my YouTube subscribers and my Twitter followers and people who continue to follow me that has given me this opportunity and allowed me to be noticed by certain people. So I want to thank you guys as well. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you're new here, make sure that you subscribe. This is a channel where we recap, we talk about boxing, MMA, and the heat season is getting ready to come back as well. So I will be blogging about that. But MMA fans, don't you ever fix your face to talk about boxing and running. Because Alexander Gustafsson was running track today, son. He was running track today, son. He fucking was. Yes, he was. Alexander Gustafsson was running track. That motherfucker was running. He was full hightail running. And I don't understand it, because I felt like he was the better fighter. I felt like he could have been able to just use his jabs and use his length to create distance. But he was hightailing. He was running track. He was running track. Straight up, he was running track. So yeah, that's my last video of tonight. Great fight between these two guys. Both guys busted up. Not the war that Jones versus Gustafsson was, but a good fight nevertheless. So let's look ahead to our next event. The next event I'm talking about anyway. The next event will be on October the 24th. The main card, the main fight on that main event on that card will be Poirier versus Duffy. You have Miocic. I'm horrible with names, man. Stipe Miocic. Stipe Miocic versus Ben Rothwell, Big Ben Rothwell. Who else is on this card that I recognize? Dalby versus Till. Hallman versus Smoker. Not a great card. Park versus Madai. Yeah, it's not a great card at all for UFC Fight Night. It's going to be in Ireland. It's going to be in Dublin, Ireland. And after that, we have November the 7th will be Vitor Belfort versus Dan Henderson. That's going to be a war. That's going to be a firefight. Either one of those guys can go out in any round. Absolute firefight between Dan Henderson. Dan Henderson can be losing that fight, man. One big bomb and the fight's over with. Dan Henderson has that type of fight, that type of firepower. But you know that shit if you're an MMA fan. But anyway, yes, this night is over, man. It's over. Probably going to make another video just to recap just the Daniel Cormier versus Alexander Gustafsson fight. Alexander Gustafsson. I always call this man Gustafsson instead of Gustafsson. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm horrible with names. Don't hold it against me. I will talk to you guys next time. We're out of here. Peace. Oh, images. I always like to add images to my videos. Let's add a few images here. Just a few images of this fight. I thought I got the slam captured, but most of this fight, most of the aggressive fighting in this fight came from Daniel Cormier. Gustafsson did a shit ton of running, which I did not expect. I expected him to be more of the aggressor and use his length and strength to bother Cormier, but he did not. He didn't take notes from John Jones at all. And in the first round, you saw Daniel Cormier slam him and take him down, and he was able to get that fuck. My bad, I got some boxing captured here too. Probably gonna post some of this fight on my blog. Of course, I cannot post it here on YouTube for copyright reasons. But I'm out of here, man. I will talk to you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter, because as soon as my article goes live, I will be posting my article for you guys to read and critique and tell me what you think of my first article. Tomorrow will be my first ever article. First article I've ever written for ESPN. So I'm done. I'm out of here. See you motherfuckers tomorrow. Peace.